Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Please, if you can hear me, say something.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Okay. How was your weekend? Yep, I said how was your weekend?
Yes,
Okay, that's great. I gave an assignment. Hope you guys have seen your VJS assignment.
it's not showing on the photo.
You said?
Showing on the photo now.
I can't hear you.
Showing on the LMS. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
All right, yes. Sorry.
The first assignment I gave, that one about fetching something from an API, arranging it on the page, that one has been published. And the second one, remember I said you guys should just try and create a VueJS project and try to render something on it so that you guys can follow when I'm teaching.
So it's only one that is showing on the LMS.
Only one.
Yes, only one.
Yeah, just the first one. The second one is just for practice purpose. Because creating a view app and that is really not an assignment. It's just for your own learning, not for your own practice. Okay. So we're going to continue from where we stopped the other day.
Mm.
Let me check my. Okay. We'll continue from where we stopped. Remember, we've learned about what's it called? We've learned about how to create a Vue.js project via your CLI and how to set up your routing and everything. That was the last thing we did the other day. And also how to render components and so on and so forth. Remember, the style we're adopting is that after creating our app, we remove all of those other things, then we try to make our component as easy as possible. You also create the component, register the component, and export it, right? Then if I need a prop, I need to declare I need a prop, then I can also pass it and use it. So I'm coming. Let me just do something. Remember from that last week class, these things are so much. From that last week class, inside my navbar, I'm coming. Let me just remove this guys. I was just trying something before the class started. Now, this is the app running, right? This was where we stopped the other day. We had our footer on our navbar. We also have the about page, right? Remember, I said the navbar for website is on all pages, so also the footer. Both of them are on all the pages. You get, but there are sometimes some things will change on the navbar, right?
No, you're not sure.
You said?
You're not sure your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me share. Remember, I said that I said for your navbar, sometimes some of the things will change. And what are those things that can change? If you look at the authentication state of a user, that might change now, right? Now, let me just show you something. If you go to the web change, I think I'm doing one on this blog about contact. By the time I log out, I'm sorry. I've not taken of this route. For instance, my dashboard now, for instance, by the time I log out, start and log in. There's no card, there's no dashboard. I provide password 1 2 3 4 5 6. Time I log out, you can see dashboard and log out and cards links now, right? So this is the authentication state of a user. Like I said, that might change, right? So you must know how to do this in Vue.js. Is that also? So let me just show you something. Remember that day I said the buttons, right? Buttons are components. We can also like buttons can be reusable. Is that also? Now what we did that day was I will pass props from a parent to a grandchild. Now let me just revise, right? The parent was my app.view. Is that also? I will pass a props called title and color, right? Then if I go over to my navbar, because if you look at this thing is being passed to the navbar. If I go over to my navbar, this is where where I'm caching those props, right? I'm caching them by saying prop keyword. Then I took the title. What data type is that title? String. The color. What is the data type of the color? String as well, right? Then also I want to render a button component on this page. So I will create my component. Then also I will register button here, right? Now remember I said I want to pass this props to the button. So I can come here and say title. Right now, when we say props, now it's just a variable name. You get? I want to pass title and color. So but in this way I rendered them, right? So I said color, background color should be color, title should be that title. Right, don't forget I passed through it. So let me just go back to the browser and show you. Is that not so? But now let's say for instance I want multiple button on that navbar. Now am I supposed to create another button again? No. You just want me to go back to where I'm rendering the button. Remember I said I'm rendering the button on my navbar. Now if I want three of that button, you just duplicate this, right? Now if I come back, right, you can see that I'm now having three buttons. You get? I'm now having three buttons. But how do I change the color and the text? Let's say for instance I want to change the color and the text. It's very simple. Now I won't change it from the navbar. I won't follow it because if I come to the navbar.view, sorry, I won't change this from my app.js because if I come to my app.view, this is what I'm getting. Okay. This is what I have. I have this guy pass. So this is the data from the navbar. So rather, I'm going to change it on the nav component. And if I come to the navbar, I can add something like this. Instead of me to bind the title. Remember, when I'm binding, it simply means I'm taking it from somewhere else. Now, I don't want to take it from somewhere else. I want to take it from here. I want the title to be add task. I want the color to be green. All right. Then now I want the second title. I'm not going to bind this because this is coming from here directly. I want this one to be save task. Let me just put save. I want this color to be blue, right? Remember, I'm going to remove this guy. So the same thing. I'm not going to touch my button.view because the button.view. I just want to create a button. This is where I'm creating the button for, right? So just to come back and view this. Can you see what I'm having? I'm now having green and blue, right? So please take note of that. So you can see that my button is reusable. You can see that my button is reusable. So sure. So is there any question? If you have a question, please do before we continue. Now, let me go back to the class. So if you have a question, please do before we continue. Because today, I think this is the last week of this program. So we are going to be starting the project today. Maybe we'll do something on, let's say, a to-do list application. So from there, you guys will do something else for me. So I'll give an assignment from there. Then I think this will be very fast. To be fast, you get, because we've already learned the basic. It's just to put together how we've learned and use it to build something. Remember, I said in programming, your creativity matters a lot. So that's what we're going to be seeing today. Then maybe for the next class, which is tomorrow, we might be doing something like a full project with routing and all of those stuff. You get, so how do you pass data through route and so on and so forth. We're going to do that one so that I know that I'm having just two assignments to give to you guys based on the things we do in this class. You get, so for today's class, I'll give an assignment. Then for tomorrow and next tomorrow's class combined, I'll give an assignment. So that will be the end of it. Then we'll go for grading and celebration and so on and so forth. So, is there any question before I proceed? I'm about to start. Let me first. Is there any question? Please say something so that we know we are following. Is there any question? Okay, oh, silence means yes, right? Is there any question? Please let's be sure we are following now. Say something. Say something. Okay.
Hello.
I wanted to unmute you. I didn't know you've unmuted yourself, so I now press mute. So I'm sorry
Oh,
about that. Okay.
yeah,
For your
I
from your
was I don't know. This is even my first time of being on this class. I don't know. Like
this is your
I
first
didn't
time.
know. I'm telling you. I think the first one I before I came on board, the class was already over. And I've been trying to get the videos like maybe on VJS. Because of that, there's a project I saw on VJS that I was supposed to do. So I don't even know what. Like I'm trying to like, cause I know I have to catch up. I know, so I don't even know where to start. So when you were saying everything you were saying, what was on my mind? I was like, I don't know where I was going to get the previous
Wait,
videos.
we have recordings of this class, so I don't know if they posted them on YouTube or any other thing.
But the
We
thing
have
is
the
that
record.
the recordings of this particular one is like they don't. It's not arranged properly. You don't have you don't go there and see them. They are probably scattered and all.
Okay, maybe I will talk to Mr. Shi, because the class was really somehow like during the class we made a lot of mistakes, try to correct ourselves in class. So if you learn from there, like you get the understanding of everything. Because there's one thing about coding. If you are just coding without mistake and everything, somebody will think it's easy. You get, but by the time you make a mistake, try to correct it in class, everybody looks at it together, you get the understanding of how things are being done. So I will talk to him, sir. Let me see if he will post them. Because I have the recording here on my system. You get.
Okay.
He also have it because this thing is being recorded on cloud. You get, so if he asks me to send mine, I will send them to him. But if he say okay, no need, you want to post the one he has, so that's also
Mm.
fine. So I will talk to him today. So with that said, let's get started. I don't think there's another question because we need to. What we're about to do today now, we need to finish it because we are taking care of the design part of it and the logic part of it, right? So let's get started. So let's just try as much as possible to follow. Now I'll go back to my.
Please, hello, Abdul. Please, I have a question.
It's not Abdul. I'm not Abdul.
Sorry.
So ask your question.
Oh, I thought it's Abdul because I think this is the first class of React,
VJS.
right?
No, this is not
This
React
VJS.
class. This is
This
VueJS.
Okay, sorry.
this
This
VJS.
is first class of it, right?
This is not the
No.
first class. This is the seventh class. We've
Are you
had
Eh? You
six
said?
serious?
classes. Yes, now we've had six classes now. First week we did three classes. Second week we did three. Then today is the
Are you
seventh now.
serious?
Are you
Uh-uh.
guys surprised?
Wow. Me,
This
I
is the
thought
third
like
week.
like third. I thought it's the third
Wait.
class
Shabi, this
VJS.
is
No, this is not.
front end this thing, or is it back end? I don't understand.
This is
It's front
front
end
end.
now.
Remember, in front end track, there is React option. There's also Vue.js option.
Will
You
I
get, so
say
this is the
will
Vue.js
I say
option.
this class no be my class? I beg. Sorry.
Okay, what did you enroll for? Is it React.js or Vue.js?
Is React.
And so this is not your class.
Sorry. I'm very sorry. Thank
Okay, no
you.
problem. So, like I said, I have the recording of all the class. I will ask him. If he said he doesn't have it, I'll send it to him. Then maybe they'll post them together so that you can just, follow. So we started by doing VJS setup manually by using a CDN. So after that, we started, then we entered into using the CLI to create a full projects and editing the routes and everything. So today now I want to do something with the CLI as well. So I want to create a simple to do app or anything like just to showcase all the things we have been learning, how to create a method, render a method, create a what's it called? Create a props, pass an event and so on and so forth. So that's what we want to do now, right? So let's get started. Now as usual, I'm going to pull up my terminal. So let me close this guy, right? So let me bring out a terminal. So after the class, I'll push it to GitHub so that you guys can get it as well. So this is
So, sorry, I wanted to ask the file that you're working with. Did you get it from somewhere? So we could just start along. Or
I want to start everything now. Like I will create everything from my fresh,
okay.
from scratch. Okay. So let's start. Now I'll go back to my what's it called? My terminal. Right? Depending on how fast we go, if we can't finish in 2 days, maybe if we can't finish You remember I said we want to do 3 classes this week, right? If I notice that 3 class cannot finish the project, I might decide to add Saturday to it so that it will be 4 to make sure we finish everything. But let's just see how fast we can go. So this is me on my folder. All I need to do is to create a VJS project, right? By saying npm create. So I don't want to bother myself cramming or doing anything. Let me just go over to my let me just go over to browser and say create view app, right? So so let's see. No, this is not what I want to use. This quick start. Remember, this is what we've been using. So okay, good. So we're using npm. So just to copy this guy, then go over to our terminal and paste it, right? So now let's wait a bit. Okay, now what do we want to use? Let me see to do view to do. So remember we are taking no for everything. For routing, let's just add yes. But we are not going to do routing here, sha. So so I'm saying cd view to do npm install, right? To install all of the packages. Let me just add this view to do to the project. Desktop, I'll look for view. I'm sorry, I'll look for folder, I'll look for view to do. So this is what I'm creating. So if I say npm run dev to open a local development server for us, then I'm coming. Let me just remove this from my workspace. Right? So this is so by the time I control and click, right? So this is what we're getting. Let me just close this guy. So this is what we're using. Now let me zoom out a bit. So like we did in the previous class, we're going to remove all of the files, right? So we just render simple files. So all I need to do is just to come back to my source, right? Come back to this component. I want to delete the hello world, the welcome, and this one. I want to delete the 3 of them, right? So by the time I delete them, you notice that the app is going to break. So if I reload, can you see what's happening? So that's because these guys are no longer there. So I'm going to my views. Inside of the views, I also delete these two. I don't need them, right? So I just want to work with app.view. And inside this app.view, what I need is, or what I will do is this. I will remove all of these guys, right? And also, I will remove this router view. I'm not supposed to do this. Let me just delete all of them. Right, then inside the template, I've deleted the template. Okay. I've deleted my closing template tag. Let me just add it. PLT, right? So let me just say something like this one. View. Coming. So let's see what's wrong on our console. By the time I come to the console, create a load source. Okay, good. So this is what I want to see. I say component hello world is not defined, so let me remove this guy. Let me see. All of this style, I don't need them. Let me just delete all of them.
Sorry, the styles they came with the file, but
Yeah, they came with the file.
okay.
So I'm coming. Let me remove this setup. So let me go to my router, my index route. So I've deleted that view. Don't forget, I've deleted the home view, right? So inside my, what's it called? My index.js, which is this file. Um, there is no home view again, right? There's no home view here. If you remember, I only have app. So what will happen is this. What will happen is this. Let me just go back. Let me see. Let me just delete this guys and see what I will get. If I know, I wouldn't have allowed routing. But let me see. Okay, to make this thing easier, let me just allow one route. You get? Let me just allow one route, and that will be the home alone, right? Because I've already set up routing. So I will create an home view, or I will create a home view. After view. Hmm? Hmm. Let me create home dot view. Hmm. Then I'll come back to my router index. So let me import home, right? I guess you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, can you guys see it? Now what I just did is simple. I'm trying to clean the folder structure. I want to make it as simple as possible. You get? So remember, we have an app.view, right? This app.view just like the how will I put it, the basic stuff that is being rendered. So um, our major focus here is on this home.view and this index.view. Sorry, index.js. Now index.js is my routing. Whenever I go to the forward slash route, I want to render something. So that's why I have path name and this. So remember, I have a home.vue.js file. So what I need to do is to import it to this route. Then after importing it, these things have been created by default, right? So when I go to path forward slash, I want to render a component called home. So that's this. And inside of this home component, I have hello view, right? Now don't forget the styling is still there. So where is that styling coming from? Styling is coming from this global style. So if I come to this side, can you see it? So this is where these styles are coming from. I want to delete them. Hmm? I don't need any of those styling. Let me just delete all of them. I think I like the font style sha, but I will just delete it as well. App.view. Sorry, home.view rather. Hmm. So let me see, our is broken again. So let's see where that one is coming from. If I come to my console, error message main.css is not defined. So let's see. I think that should be in my, let me see. No, not yet. Home.view, not yet. App.view. Main.js. Okay, good. This is where it's coming from. So, mm, so this is where that one is coming from, right? So it's no longer there. I want to. I don't know.
Hello, hello.
Const app. So import app from this. Okay. I start going to create app.
Hello, what's going on now? Is it network? Hello?
Are you still here?
Yes, we're here.
Okay, okay. I just noticed that my mic went off. Please. Okay. So I think the network uh, was kind of bad, so I think it logged me out and logged me in again. So my mic was on mute. So let me share my screen again. Let's continue. Okay. So I will see here. You guys can see, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me continue. So like I was doing, I will split this guy into two so that I will make use of this side, right? So I'm importing navbar from components. I will explain again slash navbar, right? Then let me from navbar.view. Mm, navbar. I'm coming. Import nav components. My spelling. Okay. I'm coming. Let me check my console. Content loss. Component navbar. Okay. I'm coming. If I go to components navbar. What's wrong with this afternoon? Are you guys here?
Yes.
I don't know. It seems like my network is really kind of bad. It seems to just logging out and logging in, logging out and logging in. But let's just try as much as possible to be here and follow, please.
No problem.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen, please?
Yes, we can see your screen. I can see your screen. I don't know. Nobody else is saying anything.
You said?
I said I can see your screen, but nobody is saying anything again. I don't know if I'm the only one on the call.
Okay, okay. Since you can see, there's no problem. So let me continue. So, like I did just now, what I just did, I created the navbar components. Then I'm trying to render the navbar. Don't forget, when you create a component, this is how you create it. The Vue templating engine has the template part, the script part, and the CSS part, or the style part. So this my template part, that's to say where I will have my markup. Then this is my script part, where my JavaScript is. So you just create your component, export the component by giving it a name, right? Then if we need a style, we'll create the style later on. So now I'm trying to render the component in my app.view, but it's not working. The reason is because okay, I'm coming. Why is it not being rendered? Navbar. Sorry, let me see something. Okay, I'm coming. Import navbar from component slash navbar.vue. Why is this thing not rendering? Ah, what's wrong? What's wrong? Let me see what this console is saying. Coming, I have fail to resolve component navbar. If it's a native custom element, make sure you exclude it first from the resolution via this. Okay, coming. Where's that one coming from? Let's go back to VS Code and see something. So, let me check something. Export default. Export default. Okay. Are we together? Please say something so that we know you're following.
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming. I want to check something. Export default name navbar component this template script. The same thing I'm doing now. You know what? Let me just add a view to this. Let me see what will happen. Script coming. Let me just write export default. Export default. Oh, there's no need for this one, Seth. There's no need. Let me see something. View to do source view routing. Sorry, home after view. Navbar. Okay, I'm coming. Just give me a few seconds. Let me stop sharing. I want to check something. Okay, I'm back. So let me share my screen again. Are we together? Please, if you are here, say something so that we know we're following. Are we
Yeah,
together?
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
so I've seen the issue with it. I've corrected it. Now let me go back again. Let me show you what was wrong. What was wrong. Now, there's something I'm supposed to put inside my app.view. Remember, we deleted everything, right? I'm supposed to add this setup attributes. You get, so that I can read this component that's coming in. You can see when I removed it, the thing has gone back to, like, if you look at this thing, it's no longer sharp. You get, so when I add it back, you can see that it's now rendering. So that was the reason. That was the reason. I was not supposed to alter it or touch it. So take note of that. Now the reason is because we are following our own method. You get, I'm not using the, how I put it, the setup that comes with it. I'm not using that one because in a way that one is kind of complicated. I really don't understand all of that. So what I know in Vue is that I will create my component, export it, give it a name, export it, and use it in the other part I want to use it. You get, so if you look at the navbar of Vue, the same thing. You get, remember we created the template, but now I'm not supposed to come here and add anything here again. Let me say setup. I'm not supposed to do that. Can you see what is happening? I'm supposed to only do that setup inside of my app.view, right? So you guys should take note of this. Take note of that. Then now for the home.view, we are no longer using this home.view. We want to use just components. So um, okay, I'll just leave it for leaving sake so that, remember, we set up a routing system because I don't want that thing to cause an issue. Are you following? So when I go to forward slash, it will still not render. The reason is because I'm not rendering that on my app.js. You get, so I'm only rendering my navbar. So I want to create just a single page application. Like, what I'm creating will just be on one page. You get, all of my components, I will render them on this page. Now, like I said, we want to create a to-do list application. We are done with the project setup. That's to say, creating of the basic files we need and editing them and so on and so forth. Right? So what are we supposed to do now? Now, after the class, I'll push everything to GitHub so that you guys can study this project structure and as well easy to do your own assignment. So I've created the navbar, right? Now, I don't want this to be a navbar. You get? I want to look for a simple UI to follow. So let me just look for one. Let me just look for something. Let's create this thing. Let me say GB to do app. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm trying to remember one link. Let me see. Let me see what will come up. Okay. This is not what I'm looking for though. Let me say GB task. I'm coming. Let me see. Or let me just log into my Netlify and find the UI I'm looking for. Netlify.com. I'm coming. Let's just be fast. Mm, mm, Let me check for sites. Okay, good. I've seen what I'm looking for. So this is the UI I want to replicate. I've seen what I'm looking for. So this is it. When we click on this, it will bring out a form. We'll add something. Let me say task tracker, right? Yeah, I can enter details. Then I can choose a date. So Sunday is already selected by default. Then when I submit, it will be added to the screen. But now for this one, we're not going to do all of this. We'll just take title and date, finish. You get? In fact, there's no need of adding date. Date will come automatically. Just title, finish, right? So let's just go about creating the app, which is the UI. So let's start. Now, you can see that this is like a top bar. I have GB to do app and I have version 1.1 on the other side. Then I have a toggle form. This is like, do this dumb sha. I'm supposed to use something else, but again, this is just for practice sake. So the toggle form and the button on the right hand side. When the form is open, I will see close and the color of the button will be red. When it's closed, I will see open and it will be blue. So we're going to take care of that using Vue, right? So let's just go and start creating these guys. Now, if I come back to my, what's it called? To my navbar. Okay, let's just call it navbar. I wanted to call it header before, but let's just call it navbar. Remember, I'm having two components there. I'm having the top and the second one, right? So let me just call this one dot, let me see, dot main, nav. Remember how you do classes in CSS, right? Classes in CSS and HTML, the main nav. Now, this we see task tracker, right? Then I want to add something like let me just see h2. Let me say version 0.0.1, right? Then I will come this one. I will say nav. So there's a main nav and let me just call it nav. I don't know the class name to use. And I will say h2. I will say toggle form, right? Then I'm supposed to have a button here. Is that not so? The inside of this button I will say open, right? So let me just open this on our browser. So this is what we have so far. This is what we're having so far. Are you following? So this is what we have so far. Let me be sure you guys are seeing my screen. Okay, good. So far this is what we're having, right? So we're going to style this. Now, one thing I like about VJS is that I can do all of my style inside the same file. You get? So you just add an attribute of scope so it won't affect any of this. Now, the next thing I will do is this. If you look at this button, remember I said we can create a button component, right? So instead of me to do this button like this, I will come to my component. I will create a button dot view components, right? So all I need to do is just to say template. So I will get the basic template, then I will say button. So I'm creating a button, then I will say click me or open anything of my choice. Let me just click it first. And now I'll come back to I'll render that button inside my app.view, right? So by the time I duplicate this and I call this one button, right? I can now render it over here like this. I can say something like this. Sorry, I don't want to use it inside this place. I don't want to use it here. I want to use it inside my what's it called, inside my nav bar, right? So the button is supposed to be in my nav bar. So if I come back to my nav bar, I can import the button. Import. Okay, I think I copied something. Let me just. Okay, no. So I'll say import button from dot slash button dot view, right? So I've imported the button. Now, before I will do that, I need to create a script here. Don't forget, I'll create a script and I will export the script, right? So I will export the component rather. Now the name of this component is coming. The name of this component is button, so I'll give it a name of button, button, right? So that I can now come back to my nav.js, right? And I'll now register it as a component. After registering it as a component, because if I don't register this as a component, see something, I can't use it. So if for instance I come back to this place and I do something like this button, it will give me an error. Can you see what's happening? Okay, it didn't give an error, but you can see that the button is not being rendered. You get? So if I come back to my button.view, I have something saying click me, but it's not being rendered over there. So I'm supposed to come back here and register it as a component. You get? So component, sorry. Mm, sorry, I'm not supposed to do it like this. It's supposed to be inside. So export default name. I'll say component, right? The name of this component is button. So you can see that the button is being rendered now. Click me, right? So if I go back to my button.view, I can now change this click me to open, right? So that's for that. So let us go and style our nav bar. So if you look at this nav bar, I have a main nav and a nav. So if I come down, I can do something like this style. I'll say dot main nav. I want to give it a display of flex, right? Can you see what's happening? Display of flex, both of them will be placed side by side, right? Then I'll have an align item of center. Sorry, not align content. Align items of center, right? Uh, these items are not aligning. Coming main nav, display flex, align item center. Okay. So let's go to the other one, which is ordinary nav. So I will do the same style. So let me do the same style here as well. Right? So you can see what I'm getting. But now I think that there are some padding. How do we see those padding? Some padding and margin. So what will happen is that I will open this. I will inspect. So let's inspect and see what is happening. Can you see what is okay? Let me take this to the side. So if I inspect this, can you see what is happening? This one is having a margin. Can you see it? This one is having a margin. So before I continue, I would like to do something. So just to come back here, and I'll do something like h1, comma h2. I want to say margin 0 pixel. So now there's no margin again, right? So please take note of that. Now, in fact, I won't do this over here. I will do it inside my app.js. Right? I want to do something in my app.js, like a global style. So inside this app.js, inside my style, I can do something like asterisk. You guys remember this now from HTML and CSS. I will say margin 0 pixel, right? Oh, this thing is not working. Not working. Padding 0 pixel. Okay, let me use this one. Okay, the style is not working. Okay, fine. Let me just continue with what I was doing before. Huh? Let me just continue with what I was doing. So if I go back to the nav bar, let me just Ctrl Z. So let's use this one. Then now, inside my app.js, sorry, inside my app.vue, I want to do something. If, for instance, I have a div here, let's say, for instance, I'm having a div. I want to give this div a class name of container. So let me see what will happen. If I come here and I style this container, let me say background color. Let's see what we get. Okay, the style is not working. Why is this working? Why is it not working? Okay, so there's still other things I can do. Let's just leave this one. I'll figure it out later. There's still other things I can do. Let me just Ctrl Z. Then let me remove the class of container. So there's still other things I can do. So let me just go back to my nav bar. Then now, this, where is it? This main nav and nav, I want to do something. Let me just give a class of container to contain the both of them, right? Now this container class, I'll give it let me just say something like container. I want it to have a width of, let me say, 500 pixel, and I want it to have a margin of auto. Let me see. Container width of 500 pixel. Okay, good. It has it. It's having the class. It's having it, right? So there's something I want to do again. I want to do something like, for these guys, I want to do something like justify content, space between, right? Also, yeah, I want to do something like justify content, space between. So if I save, can you see what I'm getting? Now this 500 is too much. So let me do something like 400. So this is what I want, right? So are we following? Please let me be sure we are following. Let me be sure we are following. Okay, good. We are following. So these things are too much. They are too much. They are too much. But let's just manage. So I don't need this red color. I don't need it. So all I need is that I want this guy to have a background color. Um, background color of pink. Remember, okay, this one is not so nice, but let's just manage it. I also want it to have a padding of 20 pixel, right? Then is it pink that was there? Let me just check. Okay, this is not pink. Let me just check the color. I think it's crimson or the tomato. So let me just use this color. Let me make use of this color. So I want this to be tomato. Okay, good. So this is what we're having. Then let's forget about the font style and all of this stuff. Remember, we're just the design is in our main aim here. So let's just forget about that one. Then padding of 20 pixels as well, right? Then for my button, I want to style the button inside the button component. Now for the button, I can do something like this style, right? Now I will say button, right? I want it to have a padding of 20 pixels. No, 20 is too big. So 20 pixels should be left and right, then top and bottom should be 10 pixels. So it's okay this way. Then also, I also want it to have a font size of, let me say, 18 pixel. Good. So I'll reduce this guy a bit. So I want this guy to be 7 pixel. Then for left and right, I want it to be 15 pixel. Okay, it's okay this way. Then also I want the cursor to be pointer. Right? Then now for my text, right? For the text I will have inside of this button. I don't want the text to be open. Remember, I said I want it to be dynamic, so I can pass props. Is that not so? I can say title or text. Let me just use title. I will say open, right? Then for this guy, I can do something like this. So I can come back here and do something like sorry. Okay, I'm coming. So for my navbar, I can do something like this here. I can do something like this. Title, right? Equal to something. I'll do something like color. So let me say title and color equal to something as well. So for the color, let me make it green for instance. Then for the title, let me do something like open, right? So by the time I do this, all I need to do is to come back to my button and I will cache these guys as props, right? So what kind of props I'm having? I'm having the title props, and the title prop, sorry, is not supposed to be outside. It's supposed to be within the get, so I'll say props. So correct title string, and I also want the color to be a string as well, right? So title string, color string. Then now instead of this, I can now do something like vbind. Is that not so? Now the title to be equal to title, right? Um, instead of this, coming, I want the title to be here. Remember the title is open, right? I'm coming. If I come to my navbar.view, this is where the title is coming from. So if I change this guy to close or anything, can you see what is happening? Let me change it to close. You can see what is happening. So let me leave it as open. Then also I want the color to be green as well. By the time I come here, I can do something like this. Instead of vbind title, I'll say vbind style. Right? Remember the vbind is used to bind the CSS class, right? So vbind style. Now what style do I need? I want a background of the color. Is that also? Then also, in fact, I would have done something like this, creating a class name and everything, but let me just manage this one. Hmm? Let me just leave it this way. I want the color to be white, the text color. So I would have done something with style. But let's just leave it this way. Let's just leave it this way. I can correct it later on. Now, if you look at this one, I have by the time I add something, notice something. By the time I add submit, you notice that something is created on this page, right? By the time I come here again, add something, then type again, then submit. Notice that the thing will be appended to the page, right? So let's go and create that. What is that, sir? Remember, for our own, we are using something like to do. Is that not so? So I will go back to my app.view, I will create this to do, right? Now this will be inside of my, what's it called, inside of my script. Now don't forget, what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to do something like export default, right? Then now what do I want to export? Now I want a what's it called? I want a data property, right? Remember what we did last week? We are going to create a data, then we'll send it downstairs. Is that also? Now what is this data? I want it to be tasks, right? Now inside of these stars, I can now have different things. I can have something like title, right? Now do something like first task. Is that also? Or in fact, let me not pass this one. I want to do something first. Let me just do something. I can decide to pass greet, for instance. Hmm? For this greet, I will say hello world. Data greet. So I can pass this as a prop to my navbar. So I'll do something like greet equal to greet, right? Mm, coming. Get title equal to this. Mm. Okay, I can do something like greet equal to greet. Let me see. Let me see. I'm coming. I can pass this like this. Go back to my nav. Hmm. Right? Inside my nav, I can get a props. Let me see. Greet.
I wanted to see there's one of them book I want to do or something, but I don't know if it's outside.
Greet, right?
That your book
Remember, it's a string.
about
So let me see. I'm supposed to do something like this, greet string, right? Then inside of this place, I can do something like this.
Zipos.
Let me just see.
I'm giving
I
you.
can do something like I'm coming for question and answer. After this part, we are going to pause and do some question and answer before I continue. So great coming. So let me see.
It's not something I just want to
This
do
is too much. Okay, it did render. It did render. Or it's not rendering. Okay, before we continue, let's just take some question and answer. Let me be sure we're following. Let me leave this guy for now. I want to be sure we're following. Before I continue. View. Let me just be sure we're following before I continue. Before I go into this data part. So I will what's it called? Okay, so let me be sure we're following. So I'll come back to this part. If there's any question, please do it to ask. I want to be sure we're following. So the class is kind of scattered, kind of fast, and so on and so forth. So I want to be sure we're following. Are we following? Or we don't lost? So please, I need your answer.
I think
Oh,
a bit.
okay. Timothy said we should continue. So any other person? Fortune, let me hear from you. I say do. Let me hear from you.
I think
So
mine,
so
I think
far,
it goes down, I think it goes down to my parent not being on formal classes. So like most of the things I'm seeing now, I'm just trying to get it, but it kind of seems new to me. So I think it's something I have to just go back to the formal classes so I can catch up. Because I won't lie to you, most of the things I'm seeing now, I was at the beginning, I was understanding, but along the line I fell out. So I guess it still has to do with my prior knowledge of me not
okay.
being
Okay, there's no problem with that. So let me hear from Asedu.
Catch the conference.
Yes, let me hear from you. Yeah, I'm waiting. Asedu, let me hear from you. For that, let me check this. If I say export. Export the first. Yeah, once again, let me hear from you guys before we continue. Yes, let me hear from you.
Hello? And
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
know
hear.
if the guy is there. But I also wanted to say there was an assignment on this VJS on the Zuri board. I
Yeah,
saw to build I think an app display or something like that, something similar. And I honestly wouldn't lie, I don't know how to go about it. I've been like thinking of how to go about it for some time now. So I wanted to ask, is there like any help that you can render for people like us, for people like me now?
there's a GitHub repo now on something similar to that. Like we did something that is very similar to that in class. I
Okay,
push it to GitHub.
GitHub repository, the clone the this thing.
See, what will happen is this. Check the channel very well. You see a GitHub link to that is similar to that assignment. Like if you go to the GitHub repo, you will see what we did. We did something like getting a random user, fetching from an API, then getting random user. So that's very, very similar to what we did. You get the only difference is that for that random user, we were returning an object, so we were just bringing the object directly. But for the assignment now, we'll get something like an array of objects. So you have to look through and render them on the web page. That's just it. You get?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So there's something I wanted to explain. Let me just let me just share my screen again and let me explain it. Coming on. Are we together? So I want to share my screen and explain. Some- Okay, I believe you can see my screen now. Now there's something I wanted to do. Remember something that time I said this setup was causing an issue, right? That was because I was trying to do something. When I wrote this export just now, I just remember something. Now, if I remove this setup, hope you can see my screen now. You'll notice that my page, these things are so much. I'm coming. Let me just see if I can remove some of them. Huh? They are so much. I want to remove some of them so that it will be. Uh, I don't need all these guys coming. I don't need all these things. I don't need them. I don't need them. I don't need them. Okay. Okay. In fact, I don't need this one. Uh, okay, good. This is what we are using now. So I need this one. Okay, good. Now, if I make my screen smaller, you notice what is happening when I added this setup, right? It will come out. Is that not so? But when I remove it, what will happen? Everything will disappear. That's to say it's no longer working. Now, if we go back and check the error message, this is what I'm getting. It's saying what's it called? 7 user no. Okay, good. Now this is what we are getting. It's a fail to resolve component navbar. If this is a native component or if a native component element, make sure to exclude this from the component via resolution. Okay, so there's something we can do instead of us to do this. Instead of us to add this setup, right? There's something I can do. I think this is even the best one. This is what I know how to use very well. Right, I'm supposed to remove this guy. Now, just like we did here, let me show you something. Just like we did with navbar. Remember, after creating the component, we use export default, right? So I can come back to this app.view. Can you see what is happening? Now I'm supposed to do something like export default, right? And I'll give it a name of app, right? And after giving it a name, I can now register this component just like I did in my navbar. Remember, when I was bringing button, I registered button here as a component. Are you following? So let me just come back here to my app.view. Let me also register a component. Now the name of the component I'm rendering is called navbar. So if I save, can you see what's happening? So when I save it, notice that it's also working. I think this is even the best way. Again, so this one is even better. So I can pass component, sorry, I can pass props. So if I do something like data, come in data, right? I can do something like title equal to hello, right? Um sorry. Sorry, I'm supposed to return, right? I'm supposed to return. This was what we did last week. I'm supposed to return um data return. Supposed to say title equal to something. Let me say hello. Um I'm supposed to be able to return a variable like this. I don't know why it's not working. Expect oh sorry, it's not expecting a semicolon, it's expecting a comma, right? Um coming equal to, and it's not expecting an equal to symbol, it's expecting a colon. And you see what is happening. Let's see. Good. So this is what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. I was doing something like this. I was saying title equal to hello. You get, so this is not what I'm doing. I'm not declaring a variable, I'm returning an object, right? This was what we did last week. In fact, let me show you so that you see. Let me just show you, since you are the only one here. Let me just show you. The people that were here last week, none of them are here again. Let me show you something. Show you are with me. Please, if you are with me, say something. No, I can't see that screen. So let me just show you something. We did what's it called? We said Zuri. Uh, okay, let me just say Zuri view project. So this was it. Can you see the script file? Let me
Yes,
show
yes.
you. Okay, good. This is the script file. Can you see data return? Right? We're not supposed to use an equal to. We're supposed to name it like an object. So first name column this, second name column this. That's what we're supposed to do, right? So I was using equal to. That's why it was not working. I was following them. We cannot pass. Okay, we cannot pass something as prop. So I want to pass a prop. Let me see if I pass title equal to title. Uh, okay, let me see something. Can I access this title outside? Title. Let me go back to navbar. But this is not part of what we're supposed to be doing. I'm just trying something. Huh? Vue to do source app.vue component navbar.vue, right? So I can get something like this props. I say title string. For that I need a semicolon here. So let me see something. So let me do something like uh, this thing is not coming. Let me see why. Title, right? After Vue. But if I say title equal to, let me see hello. Let me see what will happen. Okay, it's coming this way. Right? So okay, let's just leave that one. I'll figure it out just now. So so far so good. Is there any question you want to ask? Let me just see. Is there any question? Our time is fast spent. I don't think we can finish this today. Is there any question?
No,
I'm
no,
waiting.
no question.
No question.
Yeah, I just have to go back to the old videos, and that's where my questions are going to be from.
Okay. No problem with that. Seems like you're the only one online, sir.
I think everybody has slept. Most people, I think I saw someone on the group on the Slack saying something about they are not, they
I'm
are
here
giving
too.
up.
Who is there? Let me see who is there.
I said someone on Slack said something about giving up or something like that.
Want to
Giving
give
up.
up?
When you have not started.
Okay. Okay. Seems like I
So, sir,
figured out.
what's the
Okay.
easiest way of learning? Like, what's the easiest way? Like, I know my question might not be making sense, but like, what's the easiest way of learning this VJS? Like, how?
The
Like, cause
easiest way of learning. The
yeah,
easiest way. Is there
like,
anything like easiest way of learning?
I don't know
Okay.
if that's the word I'm trying to use, but cause
You
it's
can
still
learn.
like,
You can learn by using what's it called? You can learn by using read the documentation, then also watch video. I'm coming. Oh, let me check something. Read the documentation and also watch video. Can you
okay,
hear me?
yeah,
Okay. So inside my app of view, remember I was doing something. So I think what I was supposed to do, I was supposed to use vbind, right? I was supposed to use vbind. So that was my mistake. I'm supposed to use vbind. Remember, when we want to pass attributes in view, right? We are supposed to pass attributes using we're supposed to pass attributes using the vbind directive. So I think if I do this now, I'm supposed to work correctly. Good, good. This is what I'm supposed to do. I was passing the attribute without using the vbind method. Right? So can you see what's happening? It's not working. So please take note of that. I'm supposed to use vbind. Now, remember this from this app of you want to pass data to the children component, right? So what I was doing at first, I was doing something like this. Sorry, I was doing something like this. If you remember very well, I was doing something like this. Let me just remove this guy. I was doing vbind. Sorry, I was doing title equal to title. Can you see what's happening? So this is returning a string. But if I want to return something that are these data attributes, I'm supposed to use vbind method to do it, right? So this is it. By the time I pass this, I can now come back to that component I want to use it on. Let me see this navbar component now. Register it as a props first before passing it. Now, if I don't register it as a prop, it won't work. Are you following? So please take note of that. I'm supposed to register it as a prop. Now, I want to be sure that I have people from last week. That is the only way I can teach very well. But if there's no person from last week, it's the same as though you were not here last week. So you just like we're trying to jump some step and everything. Okay, let me see. Somebody saying we can continue. Sorry, let me just lose this guy. Okay, okay. My mic has issues. Okay, okay. Ah, okay, fine. Let's continue. Okay, let's just look for a way to round up, sha. So that you guys will go and prepare your mind for tomorrow. Let's just look for a way to round up. I want to take a general revision of everything. Is that cool? Let me just see if it's okay that way. Because if I continue like this, you guys will not get anything. You get. And what I'm about to do now, it will look like magic. I want to start sending data in form of array, caching them, looping through them, and so on and so forth. So, but before I continue, this is what I will do. I will run through everything we've done. You get? Remember, I know it's kind of scattered. I want to run through everything we've done. Not the HTML and the CSS part. I want to run through the VueJS part. That is to say the part that has to do with the logic. Now let's go. So can I continue? Okay. So now this is what I will do. Okay, this is what I will do. I will close this guy. Sorry, I will remove this title. Hmm? Remove this title. I want to remove this button, so we'll start from all those parts again. I want to remove these props. Is it better this way so that you follow? I want to remove these props, right? And also, after
Yeah.
removing the prop, pay attention. Anyway, we are doing any VJS style, I want to remove that part. So if you look at this, okay, these VJS stuffs, right? I want to remove them, right? Then I'm also having vbind again. So let me just remove this, right? So I want us to follow. You get? I really want us to follow. Then all of this data, all of these TIs, I want to remove all of them. You get? So I want to remove this guy as well. So I've saved. Can you see that I'm having a blank screen? So for the sake of clarity and understanding, I'll just repeat this guy again. Then I'll push this code to GitHub. You guys will go over it because what I want to do now, I want to start getting into things like getting data from an array, looping through them, look for a way to add to them by using the V model attributes and so on and so forth. But if I go, you guys will be confused. Honestly, you guys will not learn anything. So I want to take it again, slow and steady. You get, so let's just follow. Now in Vue.js, this is what is happening. Eh? In Vue.js, this is what is happening. You create a component, then you export the component. Are you following? Now, what does that mean? This is my app.js, right? Now, in fact, let me delete this board. Okay, no need to delete it. Now, how do you create a component? You create a component by creating the file. Let me say, remember we started with navbar, right? By creating the file, I also make it full screen so that you guys can understand. Eh? Forget about the browser. If there's any error, we'll figure it out. You get. So now, inside this navbar, you remember these things are just like HTML stuff, right? So remember, I said something. I said the Vue.js template has three parts. It has the template part, right? It has the script part, right? So forget about all this stuff. These are plugins that are doing it for me. Then it also has the style part. Hmm? Now, what is this part? This template part is the HTML part. Are we following? The script part is the JavaScript part, while the style part is the style part is the CSS part. Now,
Okay.
here is where I will start doing my things like writing my HTML tag, hello this, my paragraph, my so on and so forth. You get. Why my
Yeah.
script tag? Remember, I say for the script, when you create a component, you need to export that component. How do you export the component? It's very easy. You say export default, right? Then the name of the component you want to give. Let me say I want this component to be navbar. So this is the name of the component, right? Then after that, remember something last week we talked about options API and composition API, right? I say both guys are good, but the options API is not easier, right? So it runs with default method that comes with Vue.js. While the composition, just like you importing functions, you get. Now for an example of the option API is when I do something like this data, right? Now what does this data represent? The data represents anything that will be rendered when the page renders initially. Are we following? So let's say for instance I want to pass a title attribute. I guess you are following now.
Yes, we're with you.
Okay, good. Now let's say I want to pass a title attribute just to come here and say title, right? Then I'll put anything of my choice inside this title. I'll follow. Let's say I want the title to be navbar component, right? Then now inside of my this is inside my what's it called? This is inside here, right?
Is it
Then now
equality sign or sorry, equality or
sorry, okay,
policy?
I'm not supposed to use equality. No, thank you, thank you. I'm not supposed to use equality. And also I'm supposed to use the return statement, right? I'm supposed to use the return statement. I'm supposed to say title, right? Then now I will put in something like hello world. Is that not so? And by the time
Yeah.
I do this, if I want to use this guy inside this place, remember this is a child to that one. Remember, button is supposed to be a child to navbar. Now, if I want to create my button component, it's just to come back here, right? Create a simple button by saying button tag. And I will say something like click me. Is that not so? Now, if I
Yeah.
do this, hmm, if I do
Yeah.
this for instance, and I want to, or let's say this click me now, I don't want to use this click me as a text from this place. I want to pass a text from my navbar. Now I can do something like title equal to this. Now, when I'm embedding this button over here, see something new. When I'm embedding the button, remember this is how we embed it now, right? But I've not
Yeah.
imported the button, so I'm supposed to say import button from dot slash button. Now why am I using dot slash button dot view? This is because both of them are on the same level. Can you see it? Button
Yeah.
and now both of them are on the same level, right? And after
Yeah.
doing this, I'm supposed to register this guy. If you look at the color now, the color is not standing out. You get. So I'm supposed
Yeah.
to register it like this component, right? Then after registering this as a component, sorry, not this curly bracket, I will say button. Can you see it now? Now the button is now standing out. Then now, let me just show you the browser. If you notice, nothing is being rendered, right? That's because
Yeah.
inside my button.view, I have not
Yeah.
added anything here, right?
Anything, yeah.
So don't forget
Yeah.
to. Now, this is what is happening. Created so I created my template, right? Then now I said hello, I'm also embedding button. Is that not so? Then now for
Yeah.
my script, I will import the button. Remember, I'm embedding button here. I will import the button. Then I also want to export this guy and give it a default name. Why? Because I'll use it inside my app.view. Don't forget. Then now I'll give it a name. the name is navbar, then data, which is an example of the options API. It will return something, right? Which is an information. I want to return title. Then now I'm now registering the component, which is that button I'm embedding on this place. I'm registering it as a component inside this navbar component. Now if I go to my button.view, right? So this one is just my normal button, this and this and this. But don't forget, I want to pass this title data that's coming from this, right, to my
Yeah.
button. How do I pass it? I will pass it by using a view directive method called vbind, right? So vbind, what am I passing? V by title. Then I want to pass it as a title attribute. Are you following? Then when I get
Yeah.
to the button, how do I get that? First of all, I need to register props attribute here, right? Then
Okay.
sorry, it's supposed to be inside this guy after my comma. I'm supposed to register a props attribute here. Then what's the name of the prop? The name of the prop is called title, right? Why
Yeah.
is it title? Because I'm passing title. Is that not so? Then now if I
Yes.
come back to this button, I'm supposed to do something like it's title. Then I'll give the data type. The data type is a string. Why is it a
Mm.
string? What data is it? Is it not string data?
Yes. Okay.
Title equal to string, right? So equal to
Yeah.
string hello world. Is that not so? Then if I
Yeah.
come to button.view, I've cut it, right? Then now the next
Yeah.
thing I will do is that I will embed this title here, right? But now it won't show. The reason it's not showing is because in my app.view, I've not rendered anything. Don't forget, right?
Yeah.
Is that not so? Because if you remember very well, app is always being connected. If you look at this place, I'm
To the
having
index.
something like div ID of yes, it's always connected to the index. Thank God you
Yeah.
know that was good. So if I come back to my app now, what did I need to do first? First of all, I need to import. What will I import to this place now?
Need to import the app.
No, this is my app. What will I import
Okay.
to the app?
Navbar. The navbar.
Navbar. Good. So first of all, I will say import navbar. Okay.
Yeah. And the
Then
navbar has the
the
button
button.
already.
Good,
Okay.
good. So I will say import navbar from what? Dot slash components. Now if you remember that one, when I was importing between these two, did I go into component folder? No, because
No.
both of them are
On the
inside the same
same
level, shey. So
level.
for
Yeah.
this one now, I will say dot slash components, right? Slash
Yeah.
what? Navbar. So is that also navbar
Yeah.
dot view? But if you look now, this thing is not showing anything. I'm even getting error. That's because I need to do something like this. Either I will come here and say setup, right? Or I will come back here. This is the one I want to use. This is the one I understand very well. I'll do something like export default, right? Then after exporting default, I'll give a name of app, right? Then also I will now come here and do something like component, right? Then inside of this component, I will render navbar, right? Then now
Okay.
inside of my template, this is where the things that will show on my web page will be now. Like if I write anything, you get about this guy is not supposed to show. So what I will do now, I will do something like navbar. I'm sorry, navbar. This is what I will do. Can you see what I'm getting? Navbar does not exist. Navbar does not exist. I'm coming. I'm coming. Import button from coming. This button, right? So inside my navbar, import button. Oh, sorry, I use something like view.view. Can you see? Can
Okay.
you see this? Okay, so
Yeah.
that's what's causing the error. So I need to remove one of it. Can you see that the button is not being rendered? Everything is being rendered on the web page. So do you understand it now? At least to
Yeah.
some extent. To
Yeah.
some
Much
extent,
better.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, good, much better. Now, so it's very easy. It's just like create something, export it, you get, so that you can
Yeah.
use it somewhere else. Then if you want to use something inside that place, import that thing. That's just what we are doing. Creating,
Okay.
import, export, right? But
Yeah.
now, if you look at this place now, my button, nothing is showing, right? Let
Yeah.
me see why is nothing showing inside the button. So let me zoom out. Now, nothing is showing in that button. But don't forget, inside my button.vs, I'm trying to bring the title, right?
Yeah.
Um, okay. So if I come back to my navbar, don't forget I passed a vbind of title. This thing is supposed to show now. So let me just inspect again. So, uh, Fail to resolve component but to use the native element. Okay, so let me see. Inside my script, component button. Why am I still getting this one? Component button. Button of view. Export default name button. Properties. Navbar. Export default name navbar data this, right? View.bind. Vbind. Now don't forget, there's something we can also do. Instead of us to use vbind, we can decide to use ordinary something like this. It will still work, right? I talked about this in the last class. You get, so this will still work. So if I reload, it's supposed to still work. You get. So import button from button.view, export default name, navbar data, return this component. I'm coming. Let me put
Component is not plural, right?
Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be plural. Thank you. Components. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. So can you see it now?
Yeah.
So that is it. That's it. Components is supposed to be plural. So thank you very much. So can you see what's happening? Even you now, you see now, you are not correcting me. So take note of that. So just to create the component, register. Sorry, import the component, then register it as a component inside this is in plural form, right? And you can see the attributes we are passing or the pros we are passing. We are getting it. I can use vbind, right?
Yeah.
Vbind will work. In place of vbind, I can replace it with this. Now the reason I'm showing you this is because there are other things you get. Maybe I want to do event click. It's supposed to be v on, but it can also be represented as @ symbol. You get. So please take note of this. So I can bring those formattings we have now, right? Since we've gotten an understanding to some extent. Is that not so? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I can bring back what we had before, right?
Okay, yeah, we can.
So let me go back to my. I think it's inside my navbar. So I've deleted themselves. But no what? Okay. Except I use something like Ctrl Z. Okay, good. Can you see it now? So except I use Ctrl Z, this is the only way I can get it. So see it now. So you can see it now, right?
Yeah, we can see that.
So good. Now, the last thing we'll do before we go, I want to pass the data to this place. Let's just render the data, then tomorrow we'll continue from here, right? So everything
Okay.
remains the same. Like everything remains the same. I will push this code to GitHub. Please and please,
Okay.
try as much as possible, to go through the code, create your GitHub. Just in fact, if it's to look at it and do it, just try. You get, provided you do something to give you a better understanding. Now, if I come to my app.view, in app.view, I want to create the data, right? Remember, anything I want to pass you is supposed to be a data. I want to create a data, right? Now, this
Yeah.
data, I will return something. Is that not so? Right? Look at what we did before now. Inside that navbar, but we've deleted that. Okay, good. We've deleted that code. Don't forget. So now, whenever I want to pass something, I need to create a data which is a part of the options API, right? And I will return something. Now, what am I returning? I want to return an array. Well, first of all, let me return a string so that you see. Now, if I want to return a string, I just do something like let me just return something called variable. Let me
Okay.
just see my variable. I want us to understand this thing. Now, first of all, let me return a string, or let me return the number 234. My variable equal to 234. All I need to do now is to pass this guy as a prop. How do I pass it? Let me see if you can remember. How do I pass it as a prop?
The vbind.
Good. I'm supposed to use vbind now, okay? So when I
Yeah.
say vbind, then what will I bind? I will bind my var. Is that not so? Then this
Yeah.
should be equal to my var, right?
Yeah.
Right? Now, another way of doing this vbind is by removing the vbind and using an empty colon, right? So I'll say empty colon, my var equal to my var, right? Then I'll come
Okay.
back to my nav.js, right? I want to use that variable. Sorry, not even, I don't want to use it in nav. I want to create another component. You get something like after this navbar, I want to do something like maybe render the to-do component or the task component. So let me just create a task. Show you are following a task.view. So if I
Tax dot.
create task.view, so I will create a template, right?
Yeah.
Then also I also create a script. right? Now inside of this script, this is where I'll do my export. I'll say export default, right? The name is tasks, right?
Yeah.
Then after the name, I also want to export what was it called? The name is called tasks. Let me leave it this way first. The name is tasks, export default task. Now I want to render this here. Is that not so? Now for me to
Yeah.
render it here, I need to import it first, true or false?
Yeah.
True. So let me import it. I'll say import task,
Thanks.
right?
Yeah.
So from dot slash component slash tasks dot view. Is that not so?
Yeah.
Then I will register it inside this component, true or false?
Yeah.
Good. Now, before I will do that, then I'll do something like this task, right? Now, don't forget there's nothing inside of it. So if I want something to show, just to go back to the task, right? And I will say
Yeah.
something like each one, right? I will say rendering task component. Can you see it?
Yeah.
You get. So I don't want to render this here. Rather, what I want to do is that I want to pass the data, like what we are doing. We are kind of doing something like state management now. You get. I want a situation whereby my data will be coming from a parent component so that it can be easily accessed by any of the child components. You get. So now I
Yeah.
want to pass the data, and that data is my var, right? Now I want to
Yeah.
pass it to my tasks, right? Now
Yeah.
for me to pass this, I need to do this my var, like v bind my var equal my var, right? Inside of task. Now we'll go back to task. Is that also? Then inside
Yeah.
of task, I need to bring in a props here. Shey?
Yeah.
Is that also? Then now what's the name of this prop? Is it not my var?
Yeah.
Then now what data is my var? Let me go back and show you. What data is this? 234 is what data?
Int.
What data type?
Int.
Eh?
Int, right?
Is a number, not int. You know,
Number.
JavaScript does not classify integer and float. You get, everything is number in
Number. Okay.
JavaScript. Remember, you get. So now I will
Yeah.
come here, I will say number, right? Is that not so? Then how do I render this here? So let me just put it inside each one so that it will be big. Then I will do something like this. I will say my underscore var. So is it clear now? Can you see it? Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay, now good is if I'm rendering a number. So let me come back to my what's it called? Let me come back to my app.js. Now I don't want
Yes.
to render 234 again. Let me render hello world. Let's see what will happen. Remember, I'm getting string, shey? Now
Yes.
inside of this sorry, inside of this what's it called? Inside of this stars.js, I'm supposed to change this to a word, to a string stuff. You get, though it's not
Yeah.
causing any error, but if you check, maybe it might cause warning and so on and so forth. But just be clear of what you are sending. Are you following? So
Data
that's
type.
why
Yeah.
we need to do something like this. Yes, we need to change this to string. You get. And
Okay.
now if I want to push an object now, how do we push an object? Is to go back to this place. Let's say this is my var now. Remember, object has key value pairs, right?
Yeah.
Then I will say name, let me say GB, right? Now I'll say age, let me say 40, right? This is what's happening. I'm having name this. But now, you see where this guy comes in now. Because I'm saying string, let me go back to my class.
Tax. Yeah.
Because I'm saying string, now let me change this to object. Um, okay, I'm still getting the same thing, but now I can now do something like this. My var.name. Can
Okay.
I see what I'm having? Can I get my
Yeah.
var.name? To take note of that too. But I want to what's it called? Inside this my if I want to render something. Now what is that you want to render? I want to render
Yeah.
tasks, right? Now what are these tasks? Now these tasks will be an array. And this array will contain many objects. I will follow.
Yeah.
Now the first object we have name, also we have title, right? Is that not so?
Yeah.
Or let me call it text. Let me not call it title. It will have text, and this text will say meeting with doctor, right? Then it will have a date. Now the date will be let me see June 4th, June, or let me say June 5th, 2024, right? Then I also want to add something like reminder. I want to make it more complex so that we just use one stone to kill three birds. Now reminder, let me set it to true, right? So when the reminder is set, we want to set a particular style. That's what we'll do. So now this one I will say study VueJS or the right. Now I want to do this on June 6th, right? I want to set
Yeah.
a reminder. And now for this, I want to say study GitHub. Okay, I'll get it. Study GitHub. Huh? I want the days to be July. Then I want it to be July 20th. Then I want to set this on to false, right? So I will follow in slow and steady. Now what I will
Yeah.
do is this: I'll v-bind my var equal to my var. Is that not so? But now my
Yeah.
var does not it doesn't exist. Rather, what I'm having is called task. Okay?
Yes.
So I'll say v-bind my task, right? Equal to task. Seems like I use plural. Let me check. Okay, I use plural tasks, right? And
Yeah.
now I'll come back to my task.js, right? Then now this is a word, this is an array, right?
Yes.
Is that not so? Then what
It
will
is.
I render? Is it not a arrow? Sorry, is it not sorry, this is supposed to be tasks. Don't forget, right? Coming from the
Yeah.
other page. So I will see tasks, right? You see what I'm getting? For now, this is not what I want, right? I want to render them so that they will have style on the web page. Is that not so? So now how do
Yes.
you do something like that? So there's what we call the for directive, right? So we talked about that on the other day.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to say v4, right? V4 task v4 okay, let me see, v4 equal to task in task, right? V4 I can't remember the four attributes again. Jesus Christ. Wait, to v4 attributes. I'm coming. Let me check my notes. I'm coming. Let me just check my notes.
All right.
V4 attributes. So V4 directive. V4 directive. Okay. Okay. V4. We are correct. I'm supposed to do it like this. V4. This is what I'm supposed to do. V4 something is something. This is what I'm supposed to do. V for something in something. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? Come here, let me use V4, right? So I want to get for X in task, right? I want to do something. I want to render X dot name, X dot text. Let me see. Okay, you can see the thing is being rendered. So it was correct, right? It's just
Yeah.
my text editor that is doing something. It's correct. It's my text editor. So this
Mm.
is so when I saw the color, I thought it was not correct. So that's for that. So can you see div for this? So I want to use a div, right? So that we style it. Seems like I've tempered with one of my settings. So I'll say for X in task, but I don't want to use X. I want to make it descriptive for task in task, right? I want to
Yeah.
render this. But now I just don't want to render something like this because I want to style it later on. Eh? I want this one
Yeah.
to be H3, right?
Okay.
I'll follow it. I want this to be H3. Let me okay. Okay. Sorry, task.test, right? So that's for that. Then also, I also want this to be small, right? Which is small tag. So I'll say task.date, right? So can you see what I'm getting? So that later on I can now style it. So I want to add a container. Eh? Don't forget we have a container class.
Yeah.
We have a container class on the header. So I'll just go back and copy that container class. So what I'll do is this. I will come back to navbar, right? Can you see this container? So I
Yeah.
want to take this class. Remember, because of this style equal to scope, it means that the style will only be applied to that component. For now, if I want to use it here, I need to get it. Since I'm now having a global style, yes, I will say style. So can you see what's happening?
Yeah.
Sorry,
How was it?
something is wrong.
How was it?
Hmm. Okay, what will happen is this. My styles are conflicting. So let me call this one task container. Task container. So let me see task container. What's wrong? What's wrong?
Oh, you have an accommodation already.
What's wrong? What am I
It's
doing?
close to your.
Just wait a bit. Let me try to fix this. Uh, what's wrong?
Are you standing? I don't even know you guys.
Okay, good. So nothing was wrong. So let's just do it again. So let me do something like dot container. So the task container.
Yeah.
So this will be the last thing we'll do today. Then we'll go.
You go ask question
Let me do. Okay, good. The task container, right? So I'll say style, right? So I'll say dot task container, right? So let me say background of red. Let me see if it's working. So you can see that it's working, right? So
Yeah.
this is what I want. I want a width of what do we give? I think we gave 450. Let me just check. Okay, 400 pixel. A width of sorry, a width of 400 pixel, right? Then a margin of auto. So you can see that it's working now, right? So we'll
Yeah.
continue from here tomorrow. So what we'll do is that we are going to give you different styles so that it will be something like this. Then also we are going to be creating our form, right? So we'll stop here for now. Uh, so let me just
All
push
right.
the code to GitHub and send the link. So just make sure you go through it. You get.
Yeah.
So for now, do have a good night rest. See you tomorrow.
Sorry, the link to
Okay.
the
You said the link. I will send it on the channel. Just make sure you're on the Slack channel.
okay.
All right now. So who is with us again? Samson, are you with us? I said you said your mic is bad, so okay, no problem with that. Timothy, are you with us? Or were
Yeah,
you with us?
I've
Okay,
been there.
you're able to hear what we did now, right?
Yeah.
Okay now, so no problem. So let's just take it slow and steady. I figured out that my first piece was like it was just somehow, so I had to come back again to make sure
All right.
everybody gets an understanding of what we are doing, right?
Yeah.
So from tomorrow now, we're going to continue from what we did. We're going to add more methods like for you to add to the. I wanted to do something like computed and so on and so forth, but I just want to keep it simple first. Again, from tomorrow we'll start looking at those other methods. I will follow it. So let me just
Yes.
push to GitHub. So for now, you guys should take care. I will push to GitHub and send the link to the group chat. And please make sure you attempt your assignment. Do something. You remember, it's part of your grading. You get.
Yeah.
So, hi guys, take care, take care.
Thank you.
Focus for. All right, now, no problem.
Yeah.
You are announcing that anyone in the group or something will announce where. Are you done documentation? Yeah, they are also put a document and there's something that
Nobody. I don't think anyone want paper like that. Sell. Yeah. Because there are different dates. It's not the same different dates. Not that. How did you guys? All the yeah. The local government.
all the local government at the same time. All the local government. That's not my badge now. In my local government, is this the same thing for clearance in Abakaliki? Ah, wow. Okay, I thought it's like dependent on the fixed date of the local government. So it's just
each person.
no, like for the batch now. Like let's say example now, 14th. So batch A1, 14th, every batch A1. Regardless the local government. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. So it's dependent on local government. Still, I know it's dependent on local government. Well, don't worry. I think it should be less. That should be less. I like it on the box. I'm going for where I just put it. They might the way to be which is the same thing. They like they won't pay you for that's that's it, okay. I did that thing.
You up here, we'll pack go the office. We'll go follow them still.
But there was a set in BSS that they came back from club. They didn't pay them.
That's C2.
C2.
Last
They
now.
will join the money and pay them when they are passing them.
Hmm.
Give them double allowance. But they'll pay them 66,000.
And
Don't worry, it'll pay you.
and God because they increase the allowance. It's to their own gain.
To their own gain. That should be. But as if they say they are implementing it 31st May, I don't know how legit it is.
Okay,
Only that's
still fighting. As the federal government propose and
but they say this
Federal government has put 60% minimum wage. In it is starting from 94. It's 194.
no, it's too much now. It's not realistic.
Yeah, they were 194.
It's not realistic now.
It's
Monthly allowance.
No, as minimum wage, not minimum wage.
And minimum wage is monthly now.
It's monthly now. Minimum wage does not. Is some would have been taking minimum wage. So if let's say now, if level 7 is taking minimum wage,
Okay.
level 12 cannot be taking minimum wage. You'll be taking way above minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? Just like now, minimum wage is 33K. As a civil servant, there is no civil servant that's collecting 33K.
That's true.
I think so.
So if it's not, that's the least now. That's the least. So somebody earning, let's say somebody earning 100 and something now, will be earning around 500, 600,000.
But it's unrealistic.
Very unrealistic in this economy.
Very unrealistic. Yeah,
I agree 60K, generally. So we beg you, just agree.
No, the truth is that before you guys really service, that thing will change.
Yes, with the way it's going to change. What you guys doing?
Just agree.
Our own is not. Our own